after him and grab those potatoes is increasing poor. You see? It makes sense. When you have bought two chicken in the market, you expect that after 1 year there will be 20 chicken. It's possible if those are rows. And 2 thieves come and they grab all your 2 chicken, then they are increasing poverty. You are eliminating, but they are bringing. That is why, at the community level, the synergy of elimination of poverty is necessary. If a person, like Muhirba for instance, come and paint this house, it means he's eliminating poverty. What kind of poverty is he eliminating? Shelter. Is improving the shelter, but not only increasing the shelter, the beauty of the shelter, but also increasing the psychological satisfaction of people who will come in that shelter, because they will like the paint. They will like the paint. In many years, Kigali didn't have parks to sit in, but in other cities like for instance, Brussels in Belgium, like Leipzig in Germany, like New York. When you walk, you find seats to sit outside the house, in the street, which shows the level of satisfying people's mind. Because the basic needs is not only food and water. People need a lot of things that help them, including psychological satisfaction, social and moral satisfaction. So there are a lot of activities. So, for instance, the carrot buys and sells land. He buys and he sells land. He buys it, which is a good activity. What are the activities apart from plumbing and apart from? By the way, I built also house for rent, like Dr. Charles' apartment. I called Smart House Project. I have Smart House Project by myself also. At least I can have a shelter of 6 to 7, almost 8 now. Apartments for 2 rooms and living room, for 1 room and living room. So, yeah, if I knew that you are a very good plumber, I could have given you a job early before. Some of the jobs, Biraka.
You will give me next time.
Yes, please. We need to make a portal of different skills. Do you know that IT, if for instance we take fire and we put some skills in contact with those skilled people, it can help. Think about it, as you attach to CS, see how we can make a fire of skills and the ability of people of different skills. How can we reach out? And then start from nuclear level, we can expand from sectoral level to Then, when we talk about alleviation of poverty, we are talking about that. There are some people who tried to alleviate poverty. We will come to different activities and experience. Poverty elimination activities, for instance, sustainable development goals, you can have them on the link. OBUDE programs, VUP, Vision 2020, 50, sorry, and so on. Improving the agriculture, improving use of natural resources, increasing ICT, increasing ICT, yeah, and so on and so forth. You also have a first introduction now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elimination. I'm the founder and executive director of the Multidisciplinary Agents for Development and I'm sorry for being late. I'm
No problem.
Another event.
No problem.
So I had to go and open the opening ceremony. So sorry for being late. Thank you.
No problem. We are glad to have you, Emmanuel.
Yeah, thank you.
He's also a founder of Yomad. Yomad is youth
Mentoring agents.
mentoring agents.
Development organization.
The other purpose of this is also to build network with different. And this capacity of venturing and innovating is still new in Rwandan youth, but it is increasing. Because I see many people coming from abroad. Akaza akava nko mu Bubiligi agahita ashinga akantu touristic mu Rwanda kandi gakaraninga. Yes, iyo mindset namwe muyigire, ntabwo byoroshye kuventure ikintu gutangiza ikintu, the funder. Nkanjye ndatangiye kwigisha of course ariko mpembwa na leta. Ariko nibuka ko natangiye kwigisha n'ihemba, ko natangiye kwigisha muri kaminuza ngirangiza secondaire nari mfite ishuri ryigisha indimi. So buri kwezi nibura nashobora gukorera amafaranga 140. Yes, nigisha indimi, Icyongereza n'Igiswahili. Reba kandi icyo gihe byari muri 2002 nibwo nanjye ngeze. Can you imagine that? Ariko umwaka umwe igihe ngiye kujya muri kaminuza nari mfite ishuri. It is always good to venture something, to start something. You can start an NGO like you did. You can start an entrepreneurial project. I would byoroshye you have to make it. Look at Yerika. He started yatangiye ishuri imeze n'irya Gardien. Gardien mu gishanga. I can just know. Wigamba yatangiye ishuri mu gishanga cyane. Ishuri rito cyane. Look at how the Yerika is now. Very beautiful. Meruka kujyamo bajyanya bana ku ishuri bagomba guhugukira. Very beautiful. International. So nimugatiye ntabwo twagombye kuvana umuntu ave mu Bwongereza aje gushinga iwacu yaza ariko agasanga natwe turi grounded. Remember this year, the grounded theory. The thing we grounded theory with government. I remember that your process of research. Unless That is very good. And you are welcome. She also initiated Tree Rwanda. It is a very good working.
I know her.
You know her?
She's my friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, I like it. So then we were talking about the kind of alleviated poverty, kids over alleviated, activities over alleviated. If you plant one tree, for instance, they are over. I remember when I was working in Hui, Rwanda, I bought a very small tree, avocado tree. Meaning, ariko yera avocado itabara ku mwana. Kandi yitere nk'isizi cyane. Siyo zitera ari nk'eshanu actually, ntabwo nari kubona aho nubaga. Ikibanza cyo kutakirangira. Ariko rero uguze akarima gato ugateramo amavoka gusa. Akarima karinganiye ushobora gukuramo umusaruro. Can you eliminate poverty? If you plant 10 trees of avocado, one will cost you like 3,000. A very good seed. If you remember this, 3,000 francs. So 30,000 investment. 30,000 investment in 3 years. Those avocados will start to yield products. How much money will you get? A lot. A lot. So the elimination of poverty starts with the mind of multiplying. The mind of multiplying the yield. Very good. These are different projects that has been initiated at community level, global level, but we can start by our own activities. So, step one, poverty elimination model, that was highlighted by Buhegi, our founder of this institution. Yeah. Anyway, those who came late, there is a nice paper on self-sufficiency of Rwanda. We published recently, me and Dr. Buhegi. So you can find it online, self-sufficiency, Rwanda self-sufficiency progress. You can find it online, Dr. Charles found it. You can find it or maybe take some of the link from here. You can start reading it and you can see the gaps we have that you can fill as an individual or organization. It's inspiring. So when we talk about this, surveying, surveying the target, community, and the challenge. If you want to go to eliminate poverty somewhere, as an NGO or as an individual person, you can say, okay, let me go to the rural area, target some community. The first activity or step is to target those people. Yeah? And secondly, you define the project team with us. Leadership matters. Next time we shall have a workshop on leadership, how to lead, because it matters. You know, you who have started your own organizations, to lead is important. So, you select the team leader, you select the project that can respond to the problem. You choose complex challenge that eliminate causes of target poverty. of the target group. What are the complex challenges that they have, and how can I solve them? And then you continue developing opportunities. What are the opportunities you can give to these people? Ushobora gusanga bakeneye ishuri riri, ushobora gusanga bakeneye ivuriro, ushobora gusanga bakeneye amazi. Those are opportunities. Ushobora gusanga bakeneye amafaranga y'ikiti. Direct to them. These kind of opportunities are important. All of us, we are not opportunistic, but we have been living by getting opportunity. You have got opportunity to meet all of us. You have got opportunity to come to see us. We have got opportunity to get a job. You have got opportunity to buy a cheaper land or a cheaper house. These are opportunities. You have got opportunity to join university. These are opportunities. How can you also give opportunity? And you cannot get a lot of blessing if you don't give. Giving matters, and giving opportunity to someone. You cannot give to him a dead computer. No. You better give him a very functioning computer, laptop, so that he gets that opportunity. If you give him a laptop but a dead laptop, then you are hindering his opportunity. And most of the challenge of most of Africans is that we hinder opportunities of others. Person has opportunity to grow, but is hindered by the neighbors. Then that is why there is a scholar who wrote a book called The End of Poverty. And who is that? Jeffrey Sachs. Jeffrey Sachs. You can find Jeffrey Sachs online. But what did Jeffrey Sachs say? What did he say? In the End of Poverty book, Jeffrey Sachs says even the bad neighbors can be a curse to people. Bishop Utuma gave a hindrance to development. Jeffrey Sachs. The End of Poverty. You can find his book online. Yavuze ati n'abaturanyi babi bashobora gutuma udatera abantu bihugu bikiri mu nzira y'amajyambere. They meet that challenge of bad neighbors. Zinambara duhora mu Congo, Burundi, ibibazo n'iki. Because of bad neighbors. If we were neighbors of other developing nations, we should have reached to a nice point. Giving opportunity to people, the youth, the old. Those are things that help. Then implementation of projects and evaluation. These are the steps that can help you when you are doing poverty elimination on the field. Tambele, we say it. You say it? Tambele. Is it? Yes. Yes. Chaka really? Yeah, define the project. Chaka Taptun.
This is the complex challenge that they make because of agriculture.
Yeah, Chaka then?
Developing opportunities depending on
the nation.
of the current program.
Yeah, what does this mean? It means maybe if there are a problem of for instance, of water, then try to bring water. Or help them to think of bringing water. You to be reminded that depends because that is a coaching. Implementation of program. I think you remember that Dr. Charles mentioned about Amartya capability approach. You evaluate space. These are tips that can help you. You evaluate spacing. Try to bring Ndagara. You're trying to evaluate space. It's always good to evaluate this. Nimba around Kunda is over. Kauta shall choose Zoga. Your business, how I put it out, you put it in. Chambers shall choose Zoga. That's evaluation of space. What is needed in that space? Yes, ma'am.
Just a point.
Yes.
To support the emphasize on what you were saying.
Yes.
In the development sector, when you are doing a project, you must have indicators, goals, and whatever. And they must be smart. When we say smart before, there is what I say feasibility.
Feasibility.
Is the project achievable, feasible. So analyzing the space, for sure it's very key. Like if you are going to support vulnerable population by giving them domestic animals to improve their welfare. Like let's say you choose that you will support them with pigs, and that they are within Muslim community, like Miracle. So when you provide them with pigs, Muslim people they will kill it because they will say this is halal. So and you will end up, though the project idea was very smart and good, but since you have now analyzed the community, you will end up failing. So analyzing the spaces of the community is very clear.
Very good. So you have to make an analysis of other factors.
People who can call it field assessment.
Field assessment. And what is field assessment?
In the field assessment, you assess the needs and other challenges that will come up. Like, is it in the context of this community? Like as I said, you are providing things to the community, like valuable families within the community, and that this community has in majority Muslims. Since they take things as a halal, how can I say, like taboo, they end up killing them, and it's like a pig get out of the house of it, they will end up killing it and you end up
failing. Another point after evaluation of space, functioning capability. Functioning. How will it function? What are the needed stakeholders? Sometimes nobody does it. Capability, what are their capability? What are they capable of? Some India says, I'm capable of painting, I'm capable of building a house, I'm capable of driving, I'm capable of taking a bike and in the period that I've been teaching, at least 2 two people approached me, my students say, well, after student, I asked them, what do you do after studies? One says, I'm driving motorbike. I said, yeah. Are you driving motorbikes? He said, yes. I'm driving motorbikes. After course, I go to drive. And one day, one person said, I drive a bike. Just a bike. I'm going He's a university student. Ariko nyuma y'ishuri anyonga da. Hanze ubwo biramenyerewe, nyuma y'ishuri akubwira ati njya koza mu masaha y'iresitora runaka kuko afite agahinda saa yine akaba ariyo wambaye kwitaba. Imana yahaye amaboko udashobora gukora. Niyo mpamvu Imana yahaye amaboko n'imbaraga biterwa na papasi. Ibyo nyababwira n'abajene nta muntu ushobora kubyara umwana bari kubona n'ibyo kumureba ubwoko. You cannot train to feed your child. Imana yumva yaguhaye n'izo capacity. So important. So, capability, according to Ambassador Singh, so capability, hazamo kubaka amashuri, hazamo guha abantu ubushobozi butandukanye, hazamo kubaha uburenganzira bw'ibanze, hazamo kubaha umuriro, electricity. Kuri paper twanditsemo electricity penetration igeze kuri kangahe? Reba kuri coronary electricity. It's published paper, you can find it online. Ariko nyega ko tumaze publishinga like 2 papers really long with penetration electricity mu mahano hose muri kangahe? 74. That's a good problem. How do you tell the world? No problem with that. We are not doing the depression. I think you don't very much petrol. When I movies, the other pressure, petrol need. Young boom. Now what are all markets? I was solar panels. There's a 20% of solar panels.
Another time, ikibazo nanone urebye bose electricity usanga nanone abona umuriro ucumyeho amatara akazima cyane ugasanga ese wakujene hariya mu cyaro asaba akabasha umuriro ashyira hari imashini y'ibigori ubona agafaranga usanga nanone ari umuriro wo gucana itara nkaho cyangwa urabona ko yandi magambo the government boosting this effective system law. So umuyoboro wa gahunda
very good. So it's a capability approach according to Madison is giving capability to a person which empowers him. Those are different steps also of what elimination. Discussion about integration of variable assets combined, operative project supervisors, identifying and connecting opportunities, connecting diagnosis, it's almost similar. Yes.
When it comes to capability improving, in my center, I would say like capacity building, when we do social projects, a saying from the Chinese saying that says, instead of giving people or a person a fish, you better teach him or her how to fish a fish.
Yes.
So it's very key and very mandatory or imperative when you provide with your beneficiaries with the skill sets and knowledge for them to change the mindset and do what I can, get them out of poverty. But when you are giving them, like you give them money, you give them whatever support you can give them, or whatever, when their mindset have not yet changed, still, even if you can give them $1 million US, they will return into the poverty, even beyond where they have been. So capacitating people with the skills and the knowledge and change their mindset is very key.
Exactly, and that is what we talked about. That is what we talked about the needs is not only the physical material needs are down here, the other needs. Develop capacity to think, to have self-determination, to have self-reliance, and to be proactive. These are important. And this is motivation, well-being, achievements, well-being, freedom, agency. And the book of Abachasen called Development as Freedom. Aravuga ntabwo ushobora kuba umukene wumva ufite free. Ni ngombwa gutera imbere kugira ngo wumve ufite free. And that's the capability approach of Abachasen. Start with means, resources, conversion factor from resource to something important, material, capability, and function. Agents will be, agents will be. Agents means someone who we shall get ready to do a quick presentation. What type of successful poverty elimination and social welfare model can we learn from? But I think, is the tea ready? Can we have a breakfast? Yeah, but before we go for not breakfast now, it's like lunch now. When we talk about successful poverty elimination or social welfare model, we can learn from. Yeah, we can talk about Rostov stage of development, Eurocentric. German Bank Strategies, a book, you see, German Bank, this is the book of Mohammed Yunus from Bangladesh. Bangladesh itself was a very poor nation. But now they are starting to be in the middle income. You will see even many crops now from Bangladesh. Even shoes from Bangladesh. But Bangladesh, this person started in America, yeah? And when he went back to his country, Bangladesh, he started financing. Starting with Brahmin, we call it Brahmin, giving some little money, up to 40,000 Rwanda money, yeah? Even 23 or 25 Rwanda money by the time. Yeah. Just for small business. He started with women only, but with the consent of men, their husband. Then I want to award the other again mobile price. But Mohammed Yunus was very good contributor. Who wanted to change. I thank you. abagore bakaza mu Rwanda nigeze guhura na one person from Grameen Bank in Hui. They also do that. Ntiwamenye nabo baba bakorera ariko bafite n'icyicaro tumba agenda bagafata association y'abagore bakabaha amafaranga bakagenda bagakora. They have that in Rwanda. The Grameen Bank, which is very important. It's very important. State intervention strategy in Singapore. Singapore development yayo muraza kubyumva aho bisobanura. Ndashaka kugira ngo tugire muri slide vuba noneho dufate tea aho nyuma tea break cyangwa se twayitarange tugaruke dukore analysis z'ibindi participation to the source. Intervention cyangwa se tubikore vuba then tufate n'uzi tujya mu
igitekerezo cyanjye gifasha abaturage atari umuntu naragira aho kwiga that should be like just ice breakers. Yeah, participation is very key. Yeah, for the learning sessions that people should
so then after this you have tea or lunch.
Yeah, and
then you come back for
the other thing is that after this waiting in the room with zero key, see there is some people doing service. Also, I would suggest, I don't know how the other thing that we can have all the sessions done, and I will take the tea as we go home. So,
okay.
And that's my suggestion. I don't know how the other.
Because it came late.
It came with still let's have a pause now. Yeah?
Great is immediate.
Yes. And let's have a pause now. And when we come, we will look at this and look at Singapore as a case study. Yeah? But when we say, for instance, Rostov, yeah, this is a stage of development of Rostov. You see, the society needs to come out from traditional society to recognition for take off, to drive for maturity, and to higher mass consumption. And the problem we have is that we mix high mass consumption with this. High mass consumption. High mass consumption. The person set up a supermarket. But who can afford to go to that supermarket? This is a big problem of affordability. So, to go back to we need smartphone, ICT, Industry 4. Industry 4. And yet we are not also with the stage of Industry 2 and 3. Yeah? But you have to combine both at a go. To make a telephone or tool in one. Okay, you have access to phones, yeah? But also, we have access to no kukaumu. You see, since in Government, to the industry level 4, yeah? But we are still lacking also other industry level 3, 2, and 1. But how can you combine this? In network? I don't know how can you handle.
Those stages of Rostov.
Yes.
This is too materialistic.
Yes.
In the sense that Europe
Yeah.
thinks that has gone through those stages, and therefore all countries should go through all those stages.
Yes.
They were once traditional societies, then they went through these precautions for take-off, maturity, now they are mature, and the problem with it, they are telling us you should also go through the same process to reach that high mass consumption and resiliency.
Yeah.
This is it's a like it's a one way to reach development, which is a little bit critical, which is, of course, just in the sense of modernizing the world. But let's be critical as well.
Yes.
But what they are doing, how we take and be developing. If you can read more literature on how Europe underdeveloped Africa, for instance, or the global south, how the global south or Africa has developed Europe.
Yeah.
You need to
Exactly.
We should also think of growing. I'm not saying that we should not think of growing at our pace and know that one day we reach maturity.
But that is why I wrote here about environmentalist and post-environmentalist. Then what is environmentalist? Is your
Well, I was going to add to what I said. Umuhanga cyane kuko uribaza umugani watubwiriza sitepu ese iyo buri muri context zimwe iyo bavuga ni mu fasi usanga bashaka kuvuga copy paste byo mu Bufaransa ndetse no hano mu Rwanda aho turi ahantu geographically hatandukanye dakarica zawe different and whatever usanga wenda icyo nemera cyo hari uburyo ushobora kuba warakize nakwigiraho best practices bikaba nanjye byamfasha wenda nuko nabikora mu buryo bwanjye muri context yanjye bitewe na situation condition and circumstances niraho ziri social political and economic.
You are right. Indeed, icyo bishatse kuvuga isomye nka paper twandikira self-sufficient samo you right. I encourage you to read it. Uzasanga fit approach ebyiri, dufite approach ebyiri, environmentalism and post-environmentalism. Exactly that is what Dr. Charles was mentioning. Some of the writers, especially Latin America, now what nigute tutakoresha natwe inzira iri mixed. In your model, we are developing this model based on those existing to approach to build self-sufficiency.
It's like a homegrown solution, homegrown initiative.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Our local associations.
No kubaka bivugaho nka Kigali Convention Center. Yubatse mu buryo bw'inzu y'ibyatsi.
Exactly.
Icyo nicyo twita
post-mortem.
Exactly.
To support our budget.
Exactly. You won't bring anything to downloading your paper, you read it. Sinabisobanura byose none. Ariko ushobora kubaka inzu imeze nk'ibyatsi ukayiha ibyuma bikomeye na materiel iyo ni mindset dushaka gukuramo cyo bita decolonization of our mind. Uziko abagore batari bazi ko ikijumba n'imboga, the potatoes and vegetables can alleviate poverty quadruple. Abantu benshi badashobora guhinga ibijumba cyangwa se batanabigura mu isoko kuko bihendutse. Iyo tuzareba mu mujyi birahenze cyane.
Niyo myumvire ko ibijumba ari iby'abakene.
Yes! Ku buryo n'umusore adashobora kugenda ngo arangure ibijumba mu byaro bizane kandi nabizana mu mujyi double price. Kubera iki? Kubera ko mu mujyi bazi agaciro kabyo kurusha mu cyaro. Mindset nuko bikora. Exactly that. So ni gute twahindura imyumvire. How can we change our mind? That's the solution. No, byabaye ngombwa ko ababikira, nuns, priests, whatever educated person batangira kujya mu byaro in the 1990s. we have a big number of kwashiorkor. Like, then people started to think, how can we help people? Muri gute twazamura abagore bakabasha guteka ibiryo byuzuye kandi bakoresheje ibyo twizeye.
Tukakora orefo umwandiko twakoze mu Gifaransa n'Icyongereza mu Cyongereza baravuga ngo Asia ibihugu bikennye bigira ziriya ndwara z'imirire za bwaki na kwashiorkor kuko bafite ibiryo bikeya. Ariko mu Afurika cyane cyane East Africa ko tugira ndwara za kwashiorkor marazime kubera tudafite ibiryo byo turabifite ako ntidufite ubumenyi ku mirire uburyo twabivanga ikamenya ibyo twakora rimwe na rimwe bikanashingira no ku muco w'umutikane k'ibijumba ryeke bishyimbo ibyo byihuta bangu ndagerekaho n'ibisusa n'iki cyangwa ubumenyi kuba ufite uti ibi ni ibyubaka ibi ni ibirinda indwara ibi ni ibitera imbaraga byose birakenewe.
Ibisusa urabizi?
umushogoro
Ibisusa urabizi? Umushogoro urabizi? Ariko ibisusa ntabwo
Dr. Ikiranga umwana mu Kigali umubwira inkoko ntaba yizi cyangwa intara ati intara se burasa umujyi wa Kigali n'intara y'Iburasirazuba uriya mu Kigali
urakora kubyita urutaro ushobora gusanga n'intara
mwese muhirwa ubututu urabuze
nawe mu Kigali ufite n'intungamubiri nyinshi inzuzi se zurazizi.
So those are values we need to do. Kandi nta kintu kera neza kandi vuba nk'inzuzi. Nta kintu kera neza kandi vuba nk'inzuzi. So how can we develop? Ni nayo mpamvu mu mijyi imwe n'imwe batangiye kuvuga ngo how can we embed agriculture in the city? Urugo kugira ngo rutere uruyuzi ni ibintu byoroshye. Ufata kinini ugashyiramo uruyuzi ubundi rukazaranda muri garden.
Dr. So sorry, I have been talkative.
No.
It's adding value to the workshop. But what I wanted to say, nta bantu babajije mu kubera iki mu gupfumura ibihe cyangwa gupfuma babyitaga gutera inzuzi. Ushobora usanga nta wabidusubiza ariko buriya nicyo nashaka kuvuga uruyuzi ruri mu mbuto nyarwanda. Twaba dufite amasaka dufite ibihaza uruyuzi kandi rwera vuba ugatanga n'umusaruro nayo ituma buriya mu mbuto nyarwanda nyine kuba uruyuzi rwa rurimo niyo uragusa kugira ngo barebe ibihe batera inzuzi.
Okay, then we mix this approach, Doctor. That's the approach we use, both. And then, because this focus on industrialization and whatever, but this focus on homegrown solutions.
I really need more, this is voluntarism and voluntarism.
Tell you to come for short minutes, we need to wrap up. Or we go for tea after you.
There is actually like three approaches. One is developmentalism, the mainstream development, using this roster was the stage of development. We should go through these stages and reach. I don't know for ranking, ibihugu kugera muri iyi kategori middle income, the monetary approach dominates.
Exactly.
Noneho hari izindi rero zizanamo what I would call alternative development. Which is this like participatory development, sustainable development, and so on and so forth. These are development ariko ugasanga zizanamo approaches which help people to participate.
Exactly.
Because kamana kaga component kari ka developmentalism.
Exactly.
Modernizing. When the post development brings in alternative to development.
Alternative
to development. Otherwise, those are concepts like Ubuntu, Ubudehe, how do we call this? Tanzania Umoja. Umoja. This Tanzanian, how is it called? There was an association of Kwanyere.
Ujama.
Ujama. Thank you.
Very good.
Ujama.
Very
He
good.
has written books in the 60s.
Yes.
Yuko aba perezida ari naho dukora concept ya community development and so on.
Exactly.
Noneho abantu bakorere hamwe, abantu initiative turi locale, natwe tuko local concepts zacu zivuga ngo homegrown solutions. Bijya liste mubona yose ya homegrown solutions zivuga ibyo mushyikirano gatsubiye no pafuso. Umushyikirano, ubwiherero, biri local. Bring people together, bakatubwira bakabaza ibibazo, bagahura
byo gucuranga ubwana n'ibiki byose.
Noneho n'abaturage rero nabo people themselves initiate program, initiate strategies that will help us to develop at our own pace, but make sure that we reach somewhere. Without comparing, whatever. I've said I've been working for many years, you know. Income wise haraho mpagaze ariko ubu bafite watuma uyu taratangira mwica kugira ngo ugere icyo shaka
Exactly.
which is the problem of the government. Kubera ko ndi compara na wa muzungu nkabona babiri yagezeho ntabwo nayagezeho ntabwo nayagezeho salary yari impagije nashobora kuba satisfied aho muri ya reducing that quality nkaba ndi gusharinga nawe guhawira agashora akabona atangirira ariko ntabwo nabikora aho ufite ngira gute naza mbonye uburyo nkora ku buryo kagataka uzuvuga kugura nkabura kuri make ashoboka kategereza banki igiye kugutereza kaza kaguha make ashoboka ku buryo naho ngewe nariza nkajya kukagurisha nduje kakungukamo more than double.
But that's
You understand? How we develop it kibazo. Kubera ko ufite umuntu kugira ngo mbere nka wawe ugende bahari.
Njye ndashaka guca mu ijambo kivuga bya Giorgi. Ndashaka kuvuga ko nabyo wavugaga bya Tanzania byanyereye kujya. Buriya biri muri guza ya socialism. Ibyo wavugaga ngo haramugeza ariko ushaka kumurika ya capitalism survive.
Exactly. Capitalism survive. No, capitalism survive. Ariyo post-developmentalism ni wine. If you have managed to reach what post-developmentalism, it's against two things. Capitalism survive, but capitalism and colonialism, new colonialism. Aho muzungu yarashushanya mu kuduha independence yaheyaye. Aho bakiza kugira ngo izare abafaransa ukuntu bari gutakaza red colony, what is happening? Ujigura bica kurushaho bagashoza intambara bagira gute.
So everybody can stand up now and do this. Listen, we can manage the situation of sport and you continue in the case of Singapore. We just need 10 minutes. Okay, do like this. Do like this. Like this. Like this. Okay, thank you. Sit down. Thank you. We can continue. In case of Singapore, just 10 minutes. Thank you so much.
First of all, I would like to introduce myself, even though my name is displayed here, but it's better that I introduce myself to you. My name is Pizera Issa. I'm working here as a library team leader. So, first of all, I thank you again for your attendance and attention. I take this time also to thank Dr. Emmanuel for his time and dedication to this session. It was very, very fascinating. So, what I can tell you now, by living in this world, we live by learning from experiences, learning from models. So, Singapore is one of the world's models in terms of welfare, in terms of economic growth, socio-economic growth, and so on. So the case of Singapore can not only be benefited by groups of people, but individuals can also get lessons from the case of Singapore. So I want to, that's why I have decided to choose it so that we can take a lesson from it. As this lesson is expected to be for learning. So this is just a brief introduction about the country. The Republic of Singapore is a city-state made up of a few islands on the tip of Peninsula Malaysia. So it's in Asia, and it's not a single country. It's an island. It's a composite of islands. It's expected to be 64 islands. It's not a single country like how Rwanda is one country. No, it's islands, many islands. So the main island of Singapore with GPS coordinate with they are giving us numbers and the kilometers that it has. And they have also given us the population. They have 5.61 million people. And they have also given us that Singapore's citizens are made up of 3.9 people. And permanent residents are about 1.6 million. There are also many foreigners who are running there because I have told you that it is developed in many sectors, in education, in welfare. So that's why we have decided to give it to you as a model. So just to tell you a little brief about it, Singapore and Malaysia were once the same country. You may ask yourself, what happened that led to its separation? Before, one main reason is economic differences. Singapore was very low. Poverty, no clean lights. So I think for those who tend to attend workshop here, Dr. Muhammad tends to give it as a model also. So Malaysia decided to cut itself from Singapore because of two issues, like I said, economic differences and the political issues. So when they saw that Singapore, it was like a state. You know, some countries are divided of states. Like when you go to Nigeria, you will find Abuja, Lagos, Kano. Those are the states within one country. So it was also like one state of Malaysia. So they suggested that Singapore can be its own country and separate itself from Malaysia because poverty was there. Not good weather, no good climate. So I hope you feel the difference. So they said, no, they are giving us bad reputation. Let's cut ourselves from them. And then it started like that.
That's Malaysia that decided.
Yeah, it's Malaysia which decided.
Yeah.
But now, Singapore is far better than Malaysia. That's why I told you. Not only societies can draw an example from this, but individuals can also draw a lesson from what happened between those two countries. So this rejection serves as a catalyst of resilience of Singapore.
Wow.
They started to be resilient. They didn't start thinking, oh, we have been rejected, we have nothing to do. They found solutions within themselves. To the point, even today, Singapore today is one of the best performing country in many sectors, like I said before.
Rwanda is Singapore of Africa.
Yeah, that's how they tend to tell us, because they also see our resilience. Some people say it jokingly, others say it seriously, but they're trying to compare ourselves with them because they see our progress, they see ourselves, where we came from, and where we are now. It's what made them call us like that. So this is what just a brief history I can give you about Singapore. So they are also telling us that population and economy as resource constraints. So by changing Singapore, it was not only done by the people, by leaders, by the president, by what? It was done by people collectively. People put together. So the change and the mindset or the mind of the people when also contributed to build where the Singapore is now. So you see, they didn't have too many resources, but their ideas, their thinking in problem solving is what made them what they have today. The intraport trade is not expanding fast enough to provide the jobs for increasing population. So they are also telling us where what they're trying to show us where this country is taking, what is helping it to be resilient. The government plays a key role in social welfare provision, you see. Even though we people work, but we also sometimes need the government's aids. Yeah, and its intervention is highly recommended in development. We can be models, which is we people can be models, and then the government supports us. But there is also a contribution that is required for the government to the development of the social welfare or any other field within the state. Contrary to popular opinion, Singapore has accepted from that the government has a responsibility to provide social welfare. I think it's not only in the Singapore, just in many other countries. You see, even our government has established many initiatives, many schemes which are aimed at developing welfare of the people. As you see, for example, in this country, a breastfeeding mother who is in the lowest socioeconomic category is given some money. I think here in Kigali it is not supposed in the village they are given some amount of money to help them give nutrients to solve malnutrition problems and so on. So the government of Singapore was also doing the something even today, of course. So to help its people to give a good impact, positive impacts in the lives of the people. So, social welfare, however, is not viewed as a goal that should be partially independent of the constraints placed by the market and economic reality. Hence, the development of what some call productivity model of social welfare, where social welfare is promoted through the investment in society and the economy necessary to promote economic growth. So they are here trying to tell us that in this point, Singapore, even though it had those calamities, I've tried my best to introduce why we have chosen it as a model. The uploads is not all about improving social welfare of the country, but in the other fields, what they produce, how does it impact the economy of the country, the lives of the population. So, our founder gave us an example in one of the dialogue. He told us that in India, who is working in the Middle East, he is being paid, but he can never be paid the same amount of a Singaporean who is also working even if though they do the same job. Why? Because those people, they are well educated. They have been given, they are made, or they are given a culture of professionalism. They are very professionals. Despite being rejected, despite their historical background, they have built themselves vastly and made and nurtured their legacy. Even in America, they get professors from Singapore, which can be a good lesson from all of us. So, by saying that they have been also given what is the social welfare spending. So, it's better that we know all about social welfare. What is welfare? If I ask you what is welfare, what can you respond? Who can really give me an answer?
In Rwanda or English?
Any.
Any any language you can read.
English better.
So for me, I've seen earlier you have brought a mass of needs. For me, welfare is when a citizen can get his or her needs. His needs, primary needs, food and whatever. And participation in the community, education, water and sanitation. So when at least you get the basic needs for a good, for living, these full rights and freedoms. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So what is the quality of welfare? What does characterize to the place that there is a welfare?
Or what are the indicators?
Yes, indicators of welfare in the area.
So the problem is that I'm going to go with this, like, let me say, Western development indicators. No problem. Kandi rimwe na rimwe sinzikunda. Ariko wenda nubwo hari n'ibyo bavuga ngo GDP izafaka, ariko wenda tuvuge ku muturage, ese yinjiza angahe ku mwaka cyangwa ku kwezi, ese ayo ngayo yinjiza, ese nimba n'ibyo yahinze bivamo amafaranga angahe ugiye, ese ayo mafaranga bivamo ku mwaka cyangwa se ku kwezi, ashobora kubonamo wenda kujya ku isoko agahaha akabona ibiryo, akabona ibyo kunywa, ashobora nimba ari family twebwe iwacu mu cyaro mu Bugesera yakishyura umwana w'ishuri, yamuvuza, yamugurira imyenda, ndavuga we yakigura imyenda akagura umugore we n'abana be nimba ari umugabo. So iyo ni indicate imwe, ariko indi indicator njyewe, so it's not to exclude happiness, ariko is he or she happy? Happiness also is an indicator.
Exactly.
Yeah, kuko iyo umuntu atari happy, ushobora no kugira GDP hejuru, ariko at the end
No, even there is global indicators of happiness.
yeah, like nk'iyo nka happiness index usanga nka Western countries, UK, USA biri hasi bijyanye na Scandinavian countries, Netherlands, Sweden, Denmark n'iki. So kuko kuba happy nabyo binashingira ku muco, usanga biriya no gupfa k'umwana bamwigishije bati community niyo ya mbere, we kugira amafaranga menshi, iki n'iki mugenzi wawe nta mafaranga afite, araba perezida n'iyibi. Ariko